See you all here. Thank you for shutting the door. Are there bill introductions today? Seeing none, we'll move on and open the hearing on House Bill 2475. Ask Revisor Wagner to give us a briefing, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Committee, House Bill 2475 would prohibit spot inspections by the Kansas Highway Patrol on commercial vehicles when the posted speed limit on a highway is above 40 miles per hour. KSA 8-1759, as part of the Uniform Act, provides that the driver of a motor vehicle shall stop and submit their vehicle for spot inspection set up by the KHP to inspect the mechanical conditions of a vehicle. These spot checks are supposed to be conducted in a manner that does not unnecessarily inconvenience or create any extended detours or unreasonable delays. And similar provisions exist in KSA 66-1324, specifically tied to KHB spot inspections for commercial motor vehicles. So what the bill would do is state in 8-1759 that no spot inspection should be conducted on a commercial motor vehicle on a highway with a speed limit above 40 unless there is an exception for an inspection that's performed on the shoulder of a highway at any entrance or exit that allows adequate space to perform the inspection. And then this new language is also referred to in KSA 66-1324 that I already referenced. I'd stand for any questions.
Are there questions for the revisor? Representative Francis.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So, sometimes the definitions are where the devil of the details are. How would this apply to a gravel county road? Is that considered a highway? Would they be able to pull them over on a gravel county road to do an inspection?
Yes, highway in this sense is borrowed from the Uniform Act. It's very broad. So it's pretty much any public road. So as long as the speed limit is below 40 miles per hour, they could perform that spot inspection. But anything above the speed limit would apply with this new provision.
So if I understand right, what happens in my part of the country is sometimes they take county roads to avoid inspections. They wouldn't be able to pull them over on that county road if the speed limit is above 40.
Correct.
Okay.
Further questions? Hearing none. Thank you.
Thank you.
Committee, you have for our proponent, Representative Ken Collins, is written only, and you will have it online, and so you can look at that. Does anyone else wish to speak as a proponent? Hearing none, we have one opponent, and it's listed as written only, but Captain Ludholt will make some comments, and then feel free to ask him questions. Welcome to the committee. I don't think your mic is on.
Okay, I'll start off. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, member of the committee, I am Captain Wes Ludoff of the Kansas Highway Patrol, and I'm currently the Troop Commander over the Kansas Highway Patrol Motor Carrier Safety Assistance Program, also known as MICSAP. I'm here today as a representative of the Kansas Highway Patrol to oppose House Bill 2475. I hope you had all the opportunity to review the written testimony that was prepared. Along with all the concerns listed in the written testimony, I would like to also emphasize the detrimental effects of this bill to highway safety, the mission and goals of the Kansas Highway Patrol, our local, state, and federal safety partners, along with the motoring public and the citizens of the state of Kansas. Spot inspections of commercial motor vehicles are imperative to remove unsafe commercial vehicles and drivers from our roadways. Mr. Chairman, member of the committee, thank you for your time, and I'll gladly stand for questions.
Captain Ludolph, I appreciate your testimony. Does anyone have any questions? Representative Weigel.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good to see you today. How many inspections, spot inspections, does KHP do on a annual basis in those type of situations that we're talking about?
In calendar year 2021, there was 35,559 inspections. Yes, some of them may have been from our fixed facilities, scale houses, but I didn't break it down to that number. So there was 35,559 safely completed commercial vehicle inspections.
I have kind of a two-part question here, if that's okay. And when we say commercial vehicles, what are we really talking about? I mean, as far as size, shape?
Commercial vehicles, anything over 10,001 pounds in the state of Kansas, unless it's 26,000 under intrastate, then they're not subject to inspection. But all of the vehicles are subject to inspection.
And finally, the last part of this is, you said it's over 35,000?
Yes, sir. 35,559 inspections.
Were there any incidents, accidents, anything adverse because of those spot inspections in that time frame?
Not in 2021, there was not, sir.
Okay. Thank you. That's all I have. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Representative Delperdang.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And Trooper, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. So can all of the state troopers do these motor vehicle inspections, or are there certain qualifications to do it?
There are certain qualifications, CVSA certifications, whether it's level 1, which is a full inspection, level 2, which is a vehicle and driver inspection, or level 3, which is driver only inspection. They have to be certified to do them inspections.
Okay. So how much training is involved with the individual trooper in order to qualify to do these in?
It's a 2-week class for what we call an A week, which is the driver only inspection. And it's a week for the driver only inspection. It's 1 week training for the vehicle inspections. And then they have to complete 32 on the job trainings with a certified inspector before they're certified.
Okay. And the next question, if you will, and it was really for the proponent of the bill, but I'm going to throw it out your direction anyway. But in your opinion, do you not believe the trooper doing the inspections and the stops is responsible enough and smart enough to know what is a safe place to stop, what is a safe inspection for others, and what is not?
Oh, absolutely. And that was in the written testimony and also in our federal regulations where provided that the state will conduct comprehensive and high visibility traffic enforcement and CMV safety inspection programs in high-risk location corridors and ensure that the driver or vehicle inspections will be conducted at locations that are adequate to protect the safety of the driver and the enforcement personnel.
And I appreciate you answering that. And it may be inappropriate for me to say this at this time, but I will stand 100% behind you guys. So thank you for being here.
I appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
Are there further questions or comments? See none? Yep. Representative Minix.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If this bill were to pass, would it hinder your ability to, as somewhat of a step program, say human trafficking? If you see a vehicle that might have some problems and you stop it, can those lead to other things? In your 35,000 inspections last year, did it lead to some other charges that needed to be?
Absolutely. There's human trafficking, there's illegal drugs and currency. There's so many other things that you look for while you're doing these inspections that our troopers are trained to observe.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Not trying to hurry anybody. I don't want to keep you on the hot seat forever, but does anyone else have a question? Seeing none, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee.
Does anyone else wish to speak as an opponent to House Bill 2475? Does anyone wish to speak as neutral? Seeing none, we'll close the hearing on House Bill 2475 and open the hearing on House Bill 2476 and ask, demoted you there, Revisor Wagner.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Committee, House Bill 2476 creates distinctive license plates for Silver Star Medal and Bronze Star Medal recipients. Sections 1 and 2 of the bill outline the procedures to apply for and obtain these distinctive license plates. Requires anyone requesting these plates to submit satisfactory proof to the Director of Vehicles that they were in fact awarded a Silver Star Medal or a Bronze Star Medal. It also states that these license plates aren't transferable to any other person. Section 3 exempts the 2 license plates from the personalized plate fee and the initial issuance, which was tapered down to 250 license plates last session. And then finally, the last section, Section 4, just provides that in the event of a death of the person who has one of these distinctive license plates, the surviving spouse or family can keep them, but just not display them on a vehicle. And I'd stand for any questions.
Other questions for the revisor? See none, thank you. First proponent that I have is Representative Tim Johnson. Welcome to the committee.
Thank you so much, Chairman and committee. I come to you with this bill with some of our co-sponsors who are also in this room. And it's with great respect that I submit 2476 to create this. Our intent is to show the respect and honor for our service members who have received either of these awards. We have many special license plates around the state, but currently not a gold or silver star or bronze star. In asking for passage of this bill, my co-sponsors want to confirm the director of the budget's information. This is not at a costly expense to the state. I will say that this morning I had some discussion with a sponsor of a bill that has not yet come to the floors that deals with a Gold Star Memorial here on the Capitol. And it might be possible at a later time that we could amend in that profits or extra money coming from this could go as a designation to building that memorial on our Capitol, which is going to be all donations. But that can't take place until that bill. And that was just something I discussed this morning. The honor these special plates show is immense. I'm the parent of 2 combat veterans who both received the Bronze Star during some of their multiple tours in the Middle East. I remember the tears when they came home and noted their awards. And time again, as I speak with veterans around the communities, I share their pride in having earned these awards in our military. For distinctive bronze and silver star plates are a standard in most states and in our country. And on behalf of myself and my sponsors, Neely, French, Ellis, and Proctor, we would ask that Kansas Legislature will authorize these plates for our Kansas heroes. And with that, I would stand for any questions.
Are there any questions? Representative Delperdang.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And this may be more for the revisor, but is there a minimum commitment number per statutes before we can get something like this going? At one time, it seemed like they had to have at least 500 or something like that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. No, in this instance, we've exempted these plates out of those requirements. It's been done similarly to other military license plates in the past.
And I appreciate that. Well, I'm playing on my phone, but I'm actually looking at the actual tags that are available. And I've got the Gold Star and the POW, Pearl Harbor, and I mean, it goes on, but I do not see anything on that. So I appreciate you bringing this.
Any further questions? Seeing none, thank you, Representative, appreciate it.
Thank you so much, sir.
Next proponent I have is Robert Warren Oliver Jr. Is he here? Is he online? Is he on WebEx? See none, we'll consider it written testimony only. And does anyone else wish to speak as a proponent on this bill?
I'm here.
I beg your pardon? You're there? You may proceed. Are you muted?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm not familiar
That's fine.
with your program or your application. I'm very sorry. Mr. Chairman, and I want to thank you, the Honorable Richard Prail, and members of the House Transportation Committee for this opportunity to speak on HR 2476, providing for the Silver and Bronze Star distinctive license plates. As you've identified, my name is Robert Warren Oliver. I am a resident of Kansas. I was formerly commissioned through Army ROTC as a regular Army distinguished military graduate and served in the United States Army. I was commander of Charlie Troop 2nd Squadron, 17th Cavalry Regiment, the 101st Airborne Division for Desert Shield, Desert Storm. And during that time in my service I managed to then be rewarded or awarded a Bronze Star for the actions that I took in combat. As Representative Johnson has already pointed out, that many states allow their decorated combat veterans to be honored via display of clearly identifiable distinctive license plates. I had spoken with Representative Johnson about, my chagrin. The Kansas has long had the means of you designate Bronze or Silver Star by a little ribbon insignia or decal that is placed on the veteran plate. Your average citizen doesn't, or those that are not of military background don't really recognize or understand that symbolism. And the sad reality is that decal bleaches out in the sun after a year or so. I served for several years, 15 years, with the Leavenworth County Sheriff's Office as a patrol deputy. I'm very familiar with the wide range of specialized plates that are out there, and how there are, it seems we have plates for, plastic bag savers, and there are the more honorable or more distinctive ones, particularly, as mentioned, POWs and so forth. But the opportunity that you would consider the state of Kansas allowing clearer honorific for the decorated combat veteran who has received a Silver and Bronze Star would very much be appreciated, in that it symbolizes to the rest of the community service that is above and beyond the average call. I was very proud to serve and perform my duties both for my nation and for the Leavenworth County. And so in that sense, as a rural patrol deputy with the county sheriff's office, asking consideration for providing for these plates for the decorated combat veterans from Kansas to display on their vehicle would be appropriate. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you for your service, Mr. Oliver. I appreciate that very much. Are there questions for Mr. Oliver? Seeing none, thank you for your testimony and participating today.
Thank
Does
you, sir.
anyone else wish to speak as a proponent on House Bill 2476? Hearing none, does anyone wish to speak as an opponent or a neutral? I have none listed. Hearing none, Committee, we do have written testimony from Larry Joe Powell in support of House Bill 2476, and I would ask you that you take that into consideration also. With that, committee, we will close the hearing on House Bill 2476 and announce that next week, our first meeting will be on January 25th, and we'll be hearing Senate Bill 101, House Bill 2478, and House Bill 2483. Is there anything else that needs to come before the committee? See nothing, we are adjourned. Thank you.